My name is Deborah White. Today, we'll take a quick look at custom portfolio reports. Now, most of you probably already know of our standard owner and property reports. If I click on the report option in the menu on the left-hand side and click on standard, the portfolio reports are going to be your owner and property reports. There's an annual meeting report, owner summary, owner communication preferences, property resale, owner resident listing, and recurring charges. So definitely if you haven't looked at these portfolio reports, these are the basic standard reports available to you in TOPS for your owners and properties. Now what you may not have noticed is that we added a custom report option. Under the report section in your menu on the right, if we select custom, you're going to see two options. General ledger reports, this is used to customize your balance sheet and income statement. But we also have an option called portfolio reports. Here you can create custom reports for your owner and property information. Now, I have some reports we'll be looking at in a moment already created, but let me show you how this works. I'm going to click on the Add button. I'm simply following portfolio reports over to the right-hand side and clicking on Add. There's some simple fields you need to complete. For example, let's say I'm doing an email report. And again, I'm just going to copy that down to the report display name. Again, just simply typing in a report description. Now, this is a pretty slick option because, again, what you're seeing is what fields are available here. And again, we can see the list that is available. Again, this would include your custom fields. And would simply select, I'm going to select that owner name and use my arrows in the middle of the screen here to move them over to selected. So these are going to be the fields that appear on our customized portfolio report. Let me see, I want account number. And I'm going to scroll down and just get the email address. Again, I'm just selecting those available options, clicking on the arrow to the right to move them into my selected group. Now, if I bring over a field that I don't need, I'm going to bring over owner ratio. I can simply use the arrow to remove that. So again, I would select the selected field that I don't want, and I'm going to hit the arrow pointing to the left. Now, if we follow this over to the right-hand side, there's a C and an R. This is going to, again, describing how these fields are going to appear on your report. C is for column and R is for row. Let's look at column first. And notice that each of these selected items have a C next to them. So they're going to be in columns. If I select one and click on R, you can see how that turns to a row. I'm going to change that back to a C for this now. The agent type could be owner, primary owner, renter, previous owner. So again, which owners do you want to include on the report? We could do an as of date. Again, this is an owner report, so usually it would be today, but you could use any date you want. We have sort options for a report display. Show as of date. Again, that can be toggled off or on. Show one page per owner. I don't think that's going to be necessary for this report. And we could show the runtime. Also, we have our exports, Excel, PDF, and Word. I'm going to select PDF. And our orientation, portrait of landscape or landscape, and of course our font size. So pretty much this is a selection as far as naming the report, selecting the fields that you want to appear on the report, selecting the owner types you want to appear on the report. And then of course once we're done, we'll go ahead and click on apply. Now this is a pretty basic report, but notice that we have all our owner names, we have our email address and account numbers. Now if I exported this, again, a real basic report, but sometimes this information can come in really handy. Let me click on export. And you'll see that it simply clicks the PDF like all the other reports in the system. Again, you'll see the display of the report. So again, very easy to use, selecting which columns to appear, which owner types. And basically, these reports are saved. I'm clicking on Save at the very top right-hand corner of the screen. Let me scroll up so you can see the name. Again, this is our name of our file. I'll click on Save. And now this report is going to be saved for us when we go back to Reports in the menu on the left-hand side and go to Custom. You'll see that report is going to appear in our list. There's our owner email report. If I wanted to basically just select it, I could go ahead and reprint it. So these reports are all saved. Let me go back, and again, I'm just going to go to Reports and Custom Reports. I have a couple other ones created here for us. I have an owner telephone directory, owner alternate mailing address list, a rental lease agreement list. And let's go ahead and just look at some of these other functions with reports that I've already created. I'm going to click on the owner telephone directory. Now there is an owner communication report in our standard reports, but again, you control what fields appear on your custom reports. So basically I have my owner contact, my report name, my display name I've already typed in and saved. I've selected my fields, owner name, lot number, email address, phone number. I've also selected just to include my primary owners in the agent type, and I'm going to take the standard sort option. Let's go ahead and apply this. So again, a pretty basic report, but it gives us the information that we're needed. And pretty much this custom portfolio report can do that if you need just specific information about your owners or properties for reporting purposes. Now, notice that the owner name, I have the owner name and I have the lot unit number directly below that. That's an example of a row option. Now, I'm going to scroll up to the top of the screen and notice that under the selected field, I have lot number as row. So basically when you select the R over here on the right-hand side for any field, it's going to include that in the first row of information. I'm going to go ahead and grab phone number and click on row. And then I'm going to go ahead and select that again so you can see what that does. So again, you can see any item with an R for row will appear in one field on the left-hand side of your screen. Let me go ahead and go back to my custom report list. So let's click on custom and my breadcrumb line. I've got a owner alternate address example. And again, you can just see the name, what fields that I've selected. And again, this is just a comparison of physical property addresses to owners with different mailing addresses. Selecting my primary owner, and if I go ahead and export this, apply and export, you see a very simple report basically showing the owner name, what the physical property address is, and their mailing address. So I can see right off that this homeowner has an alternate address. If you export this, and again, I'll just simply export it to the system and look at this on the screen. Again, it's going out to PDF, but I could export this to Excel. Again, if that's something you need to create that custom report. I have one other example. Again, you're going to find how easy this option is. I have a rental lease report. Now, pretty much standard. You can see here what items I've selected for my report: owner name, lease start date, lease end date. And also my agent type I've selected as renter. So this is only going to include the owner types of renter. And if we apply this, this is a pretty nice report. And again, I don't have a lot of renters in this community, but it gives me exactly the information I need. And that's really a great option about this custom report option, is you can get the information, just the information you need. Let me export that. Again, you could select Excel, PDF, or Word. So again, that feature is under Reports, Custom Reports, and again, you'll have all your reports available. And this is set up on a community-by-community basis with the selected fields that we provide, as well as your custom fields can be added.